Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is 12th January, being Sunday, 2025. If not because the way the system of Nigerian politicians have reduced everyone to, who are Fulani herdsmen according to what they call it? Who are they to kidnap 3 Nigerian soldiers and 30 people on a spot? Who are they to do that? 3 soldiers and 30 people in a spot in Enugu State. All right, it happens yesterday that 3 soldiers were kidnapped with 30 persons. The military have sent signal releasing the name and the batch number of people who were kidnapped. And not only that, the 30 persons who were kidnapped, they saw some of the unlive bodies in the bush. This is not supposed to be going on. This is going on because of 2 things. Number 1, Nigeria is not structured to succeed. Nigeria is structured to fail. And that is why all these things will not stop. Number 2, the politicians in the southeast are also ignorant of what is going on. And a news like this, they don't want you to see it. When I mean they are ignorant of what is going on, like there was a kidnapping that happened in Anambra State the other day. I said the people who carried out the kidnapping is from Anambra there. They are Igbo people. That was because I was able to find out who and who is responsible for this. But 90% of the incident going on are not from the indigenous people. And this is the reason why everybody have to calm down first and think about what is going on. Just imagine, 30 persons were kidnapped with 3 soldiers, 33. How come? If not the way they have reduced Nigerian military to, the whole training they have gone, everything, they are just being kidnapped like that. Everything that makes people to hate Nigerian army, both the terrorists they infuse into them. I'm talking about repentant Boko Haram. They are terrorists because 90% of repentant Boko Haram they put into army. Nigerian army told us that they ran away after they gave them gun. They cut away gun. They go away with Hindus. So if not because of politicians, Nigerian army, if they are independent, right from time, they will not allow Boko Haram into them. So everything boils down to the politicians who wants Nigeria to have maybe one religion, who wants Nigeria just to be the way they want it to be. Now, have you ever seen any Igbo politicians or senator, House of Rep, anybody who comes out to condemn 3 soldiers and 30 people kidnapped in Enugu? They don't want you to hear it. They don't want you to hear it. Are you telling me that they are not aware? How many newspapers reported it? Only 1 in Nigeria. Only Sahara reporters reported it. Army sent the signal. So all the whole newspaper in Nigeria are supposed to have the signal of the army. Army signal means that when incident happen, army will release a signal that this is what happened. You have to add, they will name everything that happened. They release even the phone number of the soldiers that were kidnapped. They release their phone numbers. So nobody is talking about it because they don't want you to hear. But if it is ordinary kidnapping or they kill 2 people, it will be easy for them to say ipob people or Biafra agitators. It will be easy for them to lay it on them. But this one, they were unable to lay it on Biafra agitators because these are 3 soldiers and 30 civilians. So how come? Where do they keep them? And the eyewitness reported that these people were guns and machete. These people are so. And army has come to confirm that these were Fulani terrorists. So maybe that is why they are hiding it. They don't want you to hear. Anyway, let's go into the details to understand what is going on. It says breaking, gunmen kidnapped 3 Nigerian soldiers. Over 30 civilians in Enugu State. Now, the 30 civilians have not been profiled. Over 30 civilians, according to the report, has not been profiled. In other words, they don't know who and who they kidnapped. It's only the 3 soldiers, they were able to figure out their names, their Nigerian army number, and so on and so forth. Now, this is what happened. It reads that there is apprehension in Enugu, Ezike in Igbo is a North local government area of Enugu State, following the adoption of over 35 passengers by suspected herdsmen. The incident occurred on Thursday, January 9, 2025, along Enugu Nsukka Road. Full stop. But how, if people from outside the country listen to me, most of the time, they ask me, what do you mean by herdsmen? Does herdsmen kidnap? That is the way Nigeria have corruptedly make these things to look. That when Fulani terrorists will do something, they will say herdsmen. Who are the herdsmen? These are Bororo Fulani terrorists. I'm sorry for my Fulani friends who are good people. These Bororo Fulanis are totally different from them. They are different from them in the sense that these people were imported in the year 2014, 2015, when they were about to remove Goodluck Jonathan. These people were imported by General Muhammadu Buhari. Fact check everything I am saying about this. Up to today, did the nation do anything? Just imagine if the US could hear that Donald J. Trump imported people from maybe Syria or Iran to help him win an election in US, to help him fight. If Trump is not put in prison that very moment, there will be a civil war. But Nigeria, we are all dumb. And we think we know something when we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. The blind tribe. We are all blind. We are scared to talk. We're only pursuing our money, pursuing our political office, without sitting down to think what is actually wrong with us. Now, the article continues that 3 buses were attacked. Follow the trend. 3 buses were attacked, and initially 4 Nigerian army personnel were taken, but 1 PTE Osendo Emediong managed to escape. Now, there were 4 military officers, soldiers who were kidnapped, but one of them escaped. Now, this is the army badge number of the one that escaped. 24NA, that is 24 Nigerian Army /87/7560. That is the number of the person that escaped, okay? And his name is Osendo Emediong, okay? Follow me. However, Osoro Ezekiel Paul, the number is 24NA/87/6751. Jeremiah Enimbon Thomas, 24NA/87/7937. And Victor Etiat Godwin, 24NA/87/8348. We are taken away with other passengers. So, these are the people that we are taking away, their names and their army badge number. Then the one who escaped, I told you his name right now, and his badge number, his name is Osendo Emediong. Now, the article continues that according to an eyewitness, that is people who were there when this thing was happening, the kidnappers numbering 17 marched all the passengers into the bush after operating for an hour. After operating for 1 hour in Enugu. Nobody came, no police intervention, no military intervention, nothing. Kidnapped 4 soldiers, 1 escaped, and more than 30 civilians. They packed them into the bush. And someone will come out to tell me that they don't know people who are doing all those things in the southeast. They are pointing finger to the wrong people. When are we going to wake up? This was the reason why all those vigilante group, Nnamdi Kanu formed them, like ESN, was set up to be in the bush to fight all this thing. But when he was adopted, they hijacked the system. And I can confirm to you that they hijacked the system. Criminals started operating in the name of the system. Like if this thing that happened now, if we did not get the proper report, they will still put it on them. It's so unfortunate. Now, the article continues to read that not far from where I am loading in my hometown, in Enugu, Ezekiel, a 17-year member, ragtag Fulani herdsmen, kidnap gang operated for about 60 minutes on a busy road that leads to the eastern part of the northern part of the country. Eastern part to the northern part of the country, okay? The road is bad, he said. Now, they were able to figure out that this is the head of Fulani herdsmen, terrorists. This is the name of the head who is kidnapping along that road, who is attacking in that road. It says that a 17-member ragtag Fulani herdsmen kidnap gang operated for about 60 minutes. All right, let me continue with the article. Say they were successfully attacked 3 18-seater buses and kidnapped at least 35 people from these buses forcefully. In the course of moving the victims into the bush, one of them managed to escape. It was when he came out that he narrated how they were kidnapped, and we got to know he is a soldier. One time a soldier is always a soldier. So the soldier was able to escape, and when he came out and narrated his experience, people now realized what happened. Now, he said he and 3 other soldiers were going from Akwa Ibom to Kaduna State in one of the commercial vehicles. And this is what he said. Listen. Yesterday, local hunters, about 3 of them from my villages on their usual routine, encountered the kidnappers in the bush, but had to hide. They heard one of victims complaining that he couldn't continue working as he was tired. But guess what? He was shot dead. Hours after, both the local hunters and the military operatives entered the bush and saw the dead body, which was later taken to the morgue. This Sunday morning, a helicopter, that is today, has been hovering around this town, causing apprehension among villagers, though without any rigid action to rescue the victims. I believe the Fulani herders and the victims are not still in the bush. Meanwhile, a military signal obtained by our news correspondents confirmed the adoption of the soldiers. The signal said personnel of 87 regular recruits intake 87 RRI were adopted along Enugu Nsukka Road. So below is the military signal of what really transpired. It was sent, through text message. Okay, so if you understand military signals, you will understand what the content of it. Kidnapping at about hour 10:15 January 25 info received from, they put the names of the people who were adopted, like 3 soldiers of 87 RRCM. They put everything that you should know, but their numbers were hidden here because of some confidential matters. It's not good to expose people's number in the public. So you can see their names and everything here. It's unfortunate anyway.
There's a global interest to keep Nigeria the way it is. So yes, global interest. Oil can keep flowing in direction of multinationals. There are people whose interest is to make sure Nigeria doesn't progress so that the black man will not find his feet globally. So anybody who is also fighting them here, you are fighting that global economic interest. And that is what was clear to us during Ken Saro-Wiwa's death. The world could have saved Ken Saro-Wiwa. Even Mandela refused to make the call. So Abacha. Or he said he called Abacha, Abacha didn't pick. All of them could have made that call and said, look, if you touch this guy, we are going to give you hell. But because, Ken Saro-Wiwa went and pressed the red button, which is oil. Do you know why Ogoni land has over 62 billion cubic feet of gas?
62 billion.
This is not even oil.
Gas.
Because what most people don't understand is that oil is going out of business. But gas is going to be around for a long time.
Yes.
So that is what they're interested in protecting. And the guy who starts saying, we own the thing, I was like, what's your problem now, guy, man? And they finished him. Global conspiracy. It's the same thing they did to Kanu now. How do you think that Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya and brought to Nigeria, and there's no manifest of the plane that brought him to today? Even judges cannot ask for it. How did he get to Nigeria from Kenya? Who was the person who abducted him from the underground garage? If you go and ask Tinubu now that he promised you something, he can completely deny that he never promised, because he never went to any debate. He did not do any interviews. Not even with his own TV station did he interview with during the election.
Do you have any sort of relationship with him, the president?
No. If you have relationship with them, they don't even have to tell people. One of their assistants will put it out. Say, which kind Sowore be that? Common text message where Idris Abdul Karim sent to Koyamo. Release them. Just WhatsApp messages where people they take play. They don't release them now. Say, which kind Sowore be that we don't see them for our area before now.
Person we just can't collect money.
So I've only met Tinubu twice in my life. First in 1999, and then the second time was during the Presidential Peace Committee that we had in 2023, where he sat next to me.
And
then he was.
I think he shared it. I saw the
video. He was struggling to have my program with him, and I said to him, because when he came in, he said, President Sowore. I was like,
he called you a president.
Yes, now no, they don't have problem with that. Is what the Yoruba say. They just look at you like these crazy people. Let's call them whatever they want them to, to call them. And then
President
he
Sowore
stretched his hand not his right hand, but his left hand to shake hand with me. So I quickly, just because if it was photographed, they can say that maybe we are in some kind of secret court together. And it might even make this assertion to be more, legit. Don't you see that they shook hands?
They get
some kind of way.
Yeah, they will say they'll be Ogboni.